Have you noticed that as you age, your curiosity grows? It's a wonderful aspect of getting older, wanting to learn more about the world. However, asking questions can sometimes lead to misunderstandings or dismissive responses from younger people. In today's fast-paced, tech-driven world, this can be frustrating. But there's hope. We can bridge this gap and foster understanding without sarcasm or arrogance. In this video, we explore 5 key insights to help you navigate relationships as you age. We'll discuss why it's important to avoid direct questions, how to show humility and compassion, and the importance of managing emotions. By the end, you'll learn to communicate effectively with younger generations while maintaining dignity and self-worth in a world that often overlooks the wisdom of experience. Stay tuned, as these insights can help you connect meaningfully, avoid conflict, and enhance your well-being in this exciting life chapter. These strategies aren't just about better communication, they're about enriching your life and those around you by fostering deeper, respectful connections. If you haven't subscribed to Stoic Mind Mastery yet, I recommend doing so and activating the notification bell to catch all our videos. Your support is crucial, and if you find value in this video, please like and share it. If you enjoy the topic, comment 3 below. If not, comment 0 to let me know how I can improve. Let's dive into these insights and start our journey toward more meaningful interactions and a richer understanding of the world. 1. Keep your cool. As we age, people often remark that we become more childlike, easily upset by the smallest things. At first glance, this seems accurate. Just as kids can throw tantrums over little issues, older adults can also lose their cool over minor inconveniences. I'm not any exception to this. There are times when my temper flares, and I find it all too easy to get annoyed. However, what lies beneath that annoyance is typically not the trivial issue itself, but something much more profound: loneliness. Loneliness has a way of gnawing at us as we grow older. It's not merely about being alone physically, but about feeling that our presence and existence no longer hold value. When we feel ignored or see others moving forward without us, that's when frustration can boil over. It's almost a cry for recognition: I still matter, don't forget me. But sadly, this frustration doesn't provide the affirmation we're longing for. Instead, it drives people away and deepens our isolation. I recall a particular incident when my anger got the better of me. I found out that a group of people I considered friends was having a meeting without informing me. I was livid. The thought wouldn't leave my mind: how could they do this? How could they exclude me as if I were insignificant? The more I dwelled on it, the angrier I felt. I questioned, what am I to them? Have I truly become unimportant? My self-worth took a significant hit. Instead of expressing my emotions, I kept my anger inside and let it simmer. Eventually, someone from the group reached out to me. Rather than apologizing or clarifying, they said something that fueled my anger. Are you feeling unwell lately? Or are you so successful that you don't need to come to our meetings anymore? It came across as a jab, undermining my role in the group. In that moment, all my pent-up frustration burst forth. I retorted, how could you? I used to be the chairman. Why was there a meeting for past and current members without informing me? I was furious. I felt utterly disregarded and excluded. But then their reply caught me off guard. They responded, why didn't you tell us earlier? Please double-check the message. Still angry and bewildered, I ended the call and quickly looked through my messages. There it was, a meeting invitation that I'd missed entirely. The anger that had engulfed me shifted to overwhelming embarrassment. I had reacted impulsively without fully grasping what was happening. I had vented my frustrations, demonstrating my temper in a way that made me seem unreasonable to others. Feeling embarrassed and regretful, I called back to say I was sorry. I sincerely apologize, I explained. I didn't see the message. I asked them to keep this mishap private, but the damage was already done. A situation that could have been easily clarified turned into an awkward incident entirely because I allowed my anger to take charge. Reflecting on that experience led me to an important realization. As we age, we can't let stubbornness or negativity take charge of our lives. It's essential to practice self-compassion, show kindness to ourselves, and release anger before it takes over. Anger in later years isn't a mark of strength. It's actually a heavy load. It hinders our ability to enjoy life and bring about unnecessary suffering. While children may express anger and throw tantrums during their development, for older adults, anger serves no beneficial purpose. It's an empty feeling that undermines our tranquility and can leave us resentful. As we grow older, it's crucial to move beyond emotions like anger, greed, and jealousy. These feelings don't contribute to our happiness. Instead, they keep us fixated on past grievances related to what we have gained or lost. What truly matters is how we embrace the present moment. To find peace in our later years, we must learn to manage our emotions with patience and serenity. Often, anger arises from loneliness and the anxiety of feeling irrelevant. However, we shouldn't allow that fear to dictate our actions. We must not permit anger regardless of how justified it appears to rob us of our inner calm. The time we have left is far too valuable to waste on emotions that only bring us pain. Instead, we should strive to cultivate a sense of satisfaction, free from the burdens of past grievances or unfulfilled dreams. By calming the fury within you, you create space for a life filled with peace. This allows you to truly embrace the present moment, liberated from the weight of previous experiences. This tranquility is the most precious gift you can offer yourself. It serves as a reminder that you are still alive, worthy of happiness and relationships, and that no level of resentment can diminish that unless you choose to let it. So release your anger. Let it flow through you without taking root. Approach each moment as a fresh chance to discover calmness, express love, and appreciate your current life. There is immense beauty in the world, especially in the serene little moments. However, you can only recognize it when you're not clouded by rage. While anger is a natural response, it can become harmful as we grow older. It's important to understand that anger often conceals more profound emotions like sadness, fear, or isolation. Allowing anger to overwhelm us may prevent us from experiencing the fullness of life and building meaningful connections with others. An excellent way to handle anger is through introspection. By taking a moment to step back and evaluate what truly bothers us, we can pinpoint the true source of our emotions. Rather than acting on impulse, we have the option to respond in a more deliberate manner. This approach not only helps us stay calm, but also improves how we express our feelings. For example, if we feel wronged by a friend, instead of reacting with anger, we can share our emotions in a composed way and ask for clarification. This method promotes understanding and can enhance relationships rather than harm them. In addition, practicing mindfulness can be a significant asset in controlling anger. Mindfulness helps us remain present and observe our thoughts and emotions without criticism. Through mindfulness practices, we can become aware of the initial signs of anger and take action to manage it before it grows. Engaging in activities like deep breathing, meditation, or a brief walk can assist us in regaining our calm and perspective. Furthermore, nurturing gratitude can help redirect our attention from anger and negativity. When we actively recognize the good things in our lives, we create a mindset that's less prone to anger. Maintaining a gratitude journal where we regularly jot down what we're thankful for can promote a more positive perspective. This habit not only improves our emotional health, but also encourages us to value the present. It's vital to surround ourselves with positive people who elevate us instead of triggering frustration. Creating a supportive network of friends and family who comprehend our challenges and offer encouragement can significantly influence how we handle our feelings. Taking part in social activities, joining clubs, or getting involved in community functions can effectively reduce feelings of loneliness and isolation, which often contribute to anger. To sum up, while anger is a common emotion, it's essential to be aware of its potential to negatively impact our relationships and emotional health as we grow older. Through self-reflection, mindfulness, and practicing gratitude, we can improve our ability to manage anger. Let's aim to foster peace and contentment, allowing ourselves to appreciate life's beauty and the connections we have with others. Ultimately, choosing to release anger paves the way for a more rewarding and joyful life, reminding us that even in later years, we can still experience love, connection, and happiness. 2. Even if you're feeling curious, it's best to hold off on asking questions. As we move through life, especially as we get older, we notice natural changes happening in our bodies, minds, and senses. The physical freedom we used to enjoy might start to fade. Our once sharp senses might become less reliable. For instance, our hearing might not be as keen, and our vision may not be as clear as before. But during this time, something amazing occurs. Our curiosity tends to grow stronger. It's like our limitations push us to want to learn, discover, and try new things more than ever. This is a lovely twist. While our physical capabilities might shrink, our desire for knowledge and emotional connections wants to expand. Still, wanting to learn in this fast-changing world comes with its own hurdles. The younger generation, our kids, grandkids, or even just the neighbor's children are growing up in a digital world where information is super easy to find and instant. With a simple swipe or click, they can discover answers to almost anything without breaking a sweat. This really highlights the gap between our experiences of learning, like using libraries, books, and talking face-to-face, and how they learn today. Navigating the gap between generations can be pretty intense. We often feel stunned by how fast everything is changing. We find ourselves faced with gadgets that can be tricky to use. Plus, there's a bunch of jargon that sounds completely alien to us. So naturally, we want to ask questions. Our curiosity pushes us to seek clarity because we don't want to get left behind. But here's where it gets tough. Instead of embracing our need to know more, younger people sometimes respond in ways that make us feel less smart, or, even worse, unnecessary. When we say things like, "What's that?" or "How does this work?" we usually get two types of replies that can really hurt. One is sarcasm. They might chuckle or roll their eyes, making snappy remarks that imply we should already know or that they're too busy to help. Sometimes they'll just ignore what we said, acting like it's not even worth their effort. The other type of response is just as disheartening. They tell us to look it up on our own. It feels like our genuine questions, our way of trying to engage and understand, are met with annoyance or impatience. Even if these comments seem minor or innocent to them, they really aren't for us. They hit hard. Picture someone who has had a full life, raised kids, built a career, and given back to the community, only to feel overlooked as they get older. That's how these exchanges can affect us. When younger people brush us off, it's not just a small misunderstanding, it highlights the growing divide between us. It reminds us that the world we knew is slipping away, which can be really unsettling for many older folks. Those dismissive comments are more than just annoying, they hurt. They come with a feeling of disrespect and make us feel undervalued or even obsolete. But here's the truth, we're definitely not obsolete. Just because things are speeding up and tech is advancing doesn't mean we have nothing to offer or that we should just disappear. Our generation has faced challenges that today's young people can scarcely imagine. We've gotten through tough times both literally and metaphorically. We've lived through wars, economic downturns, social changes, and huge shifts in culture and technology. We have experienced wisdom and resilience, qualities that let us handle life with strength and dignity, even when times are tough. So why should we, at this point in our lives, feel lessened by the impatient or dismissive attitudes of those who haven't walked our path? The answer is clear: we shouldn't. What should we do with our unshakable curiosity when the world gets tougher to understand? How can we balance our eagerness to learn with the sometimes harsh reactions from younger people? I think the answer lies in having wisdom and emotional smarts. Instead of getting annoyed or upset when our questions are brushed off, we can pause and change our approach. We can still feed our curiosity while maintaining our dignity and encouraging positive conversations with the younger crowd. One good way to do this is by managing our emotions and keeping kindness in play during discussions. Rather than firing off questions that might invite snarky or dismissive replies, we could steer the chat in a different direction by expressing genuine compliments or admiration. For example, instead of asking, "What is that?" or "How does that work?" we might say, "You're lucky to have all this info right at your fingertips," or "It's incredible how quickly you can find what you need now." These types of comments not only make the interaction nicer, but also help create an opening for younger folks to share their knowledge without feeling interrogated. By acknowledging their skills, we foster an atmosphere of respect. It shifts the focus from just asking questions to building a connection. Often, when we come from a place of positivity, we find that younger people are more eager to share what they know. They feel valued and in response are often more generous and kind. This helps us gather the info we need without feeling like we're overstepping or belittled. It's a tricky balance, but it's definitely worth it. We should always hold on to our curiosity. It's what keeps us youthful, engaged with life, and open to fresh experiences. The way we show that curiosity can create connections instead of clashes. We can be curious while also being wise, eager to learn, but also careful in how we pursue knowledge. Ultimately, we want more than just facts. We're looking for understanding, connection, and respect. By being gentle and thoughtful in our curiosity, we can bridge gaps between generations and stay engaged with the world in meaningful ways. This is how we grow not only as individuals, but within a bigger community. It serves as a reminder to ourselves and younger folks that we're still relevant. We're here, still learning, contributing, and deserving of respect. Curiosity is a strong drive that encourages us to discover the world and gain knowledge. It makes us ask questions, look for new experiences, and connect with others. As we get older, this curiosity can intensify. We often want to learn about new tech, dive into different cultures, or understand younger viewpoints. This eagerness to learn shows our resilience and flexibility. It's important to understand that how we show our curiosity can really affect how it's taken. Since younger folks are used to getting information right away, our usual ways of asking questions might not always hit home. Instead of getting down about their responses, we can see these instances as chances to grow and connect. One great way to build that connection is by sharing our own stories and what we know. When we talk and are open to sharing our experiences, it creates an enriching environment for both sides. For instance, rather than just asking how to use a new gadget, we could tell a story about how we adapted to tech changes ourselves. This not only encourages younger people to share what they know, but also allows us to bring in our point of view. Additionally, being curious during our later years can lead to personal development and satisfaction. Keeping up with lifelong learning through classes, new hobbies, or social events helps keep our minds active and boosts our mood. It's also a great way to form new friendships and strengthen old ones. By showing our desire to learn, we set a positive example for younger generations, showing that curiosity isn't limited by age. To wrap it up, while facing challenges like aging and generational gaps can be tough, they offer us chances to connect, learn, and grow. If we approach our curiosity with wisdom and empathy, we can create meaningful relationships and continue to thrive in today's changing world. Let's embrace our curiosity, share our experiences, and bridge the generations, reminding everyone that we're still interesting, valuable, and deserving of respect. 3. Avoid bringing up your flaws needlessly. As relationships evolve and grow closer, there often comes a point when the sense of mystery fades away. Secrets are no longer held tight. This is a normal part of deepening connections. As we bond with someone, we may feel urged to share more about our lives. Talking about simple daily topics like dining preferences or favorite spots to visit feels natural and even enjoyable. These lighthearted discussions typically avoid conflict and can help strengthen your relationship. However, the atmosphere changes significantly when the chat shifts from current events to past issues, especially if it touches on our mistakes, regrets, or painful experiences. Everyone carries the burden of previous errors, misguided choices, and memories we'd rather forget. Once you expose those narratives, they shift from being just yours to part of someone else's understanding of you. Despite any later regrets about sharing, those words remain spoken and cannot be taken back. You have no control over how that person will perceive the information, and you might unintentionally give them leverage that could be used against you later. This can create an unforeseen vulnerability. The more you disclose about your past shortcomings, the more potential hurt they can wield, whether intended or not. What seems like a harmless confession now could eventually turn into a weapon used against you during an argument or when you least expect it. This doesn't only change how your partner sees you, it can also alter your own self-perception. When you disclose too many details, especially regarding negative experiences, you might find yourself fixating on your flaws and past mistakes more than is healthy. Over time, this excessive focus can diminish your self-esteem, leading you to doubt your value in the relationship. Oversharing aspects of your life, particularly the ones you regret, can put you in a vulnerable position with your partner. Those past stories might start to eclipse who you are now. Even if your partner genuinely cares, it's challenging to overlook past baggage once it's been revealed. Furthermore, it's not just your partner who gets affected. Friends, family, and others who love you may also begin to view you differently. Constantly bringing up your imperfections can reinforce a damaging self-image. The more you revisit old mistakes, the deeper you dig yourself into a pit of self-doubt. If you become aware of this pattern too late, it could have severe repercussions. No matter how solid a relationship might be, it can crumble under the burden of excessive negativity, particularly when that negativity revolves around continually reliving the past. There may come a time when the individual you once confided in with your most private thoughts uses that information against you, whether intentionally or not. This can disrupt the balance of your relationship and hinder your ability to progress. As we grow older, it's crucial to understand the significance of what we decide to reveal about ourselves. This isn't about secrecy or hiding, it's about being wise and selective. You don't have to revisit past hurts or failures to create a genuine bond. Rather than fixating on old mistakes, consider highlighting the positive transformations you've undergone. Share your personal growth, the lessons you've picked up, and how you've evolved into a more refined version of yourself. This approach not only shifts the conversation towards uplifting topics but also bolsters your self-esteem. Pondering your shortcomings repeatedly can skew your view of yourself, making it difficult to escape that negative perception. Your history doesn't define you, yet continually bringing it up might make it seem like it does. The trick is to be mindful of what you disclose, recognizing that some aspects of your past are better left unsaid. This isn't about pretending to be flawless, rather it's about realizing that not every experience needs to be shared. There's great strength in concentrating on the present and what lies ahead, emphasizing your abilities and progress instead of your faults and regrets. Shield yourself from unnecessary heartache by keeping those more painful moments of your life right where they belong, in the past. This method acknowledges your past but emphasizes that you don't have to let it overshadow your present story. By focusing on the positive aspects and limiting the negative, you enable others to appreciate who you are now instead of who you once were. Trust is foundational in relationships, but it doesn't require revealing every single misstep from your history. It's about sharing what strengthens your connection while safeguarding your self-esteem. The narratives you choose to tell should enhance your relationships rather than pave the way for future regret or pain. In doing so, you not only safeguard your connections but also uphold your sense of worth. Let your current actions and identity illustrate who you are at this moment, allowing the past to remain in its rightful place. This strategy not only bolsters your relationships but also cultivates a more positive self-image. Your identity isn't shaped by your imperfections, rather, it's formed by the growth and insights gained throughout your experiences. So be deliberate in your choices, speak with intention, and remind yourself that not every flaw needs to be disclosed. Sometimes allowing your actions and present character to represent you is the best course, keeping your past where it belongs. In our pursuit of meaningful relationships, it's vital to understand that vulnerability can have both benefits and drawbacks. While opening up can create closeness, it's important to be cautious about what we share. True vulnerability strikes a balance between being open and protecting oneself. When we decide to open up about our experiences, it's important to think about the situation and the relationship we have with the listener. Not every aspect of our history needs to be disclosed. Instead, we can emphasize stories that showcase our development and strength. This approach not only shields us from possible harm but also allows us to highlight our positive attributes. Additionally, adopting a growth mindset can change our perspective on our past. Rather than viewing our imperfections as labels, we can see them as valuable lessons along the way. Each error and regret can become a teaching moment, contributing to the beautiful narrative of our lives that has molded us into who we are today. This outlook boosts our self-image and encourages others to see us in a brighter way. Furthermore, promoting positivity within our relationships creates an atmosphere where everyone feels appreciated. By lifting each other up, we create a space where being vulnerable is met with compassion rather than criticism. This fosters deeper connections and a stronger sense of community. In summary, while it's common to want to share our journeys as we connect with others, we need to be mindful of what we choose to disclose. By concentrating on our personal growth and the lessons we've gathered, we can develop healthier relationships while safeguarding our self-esteem. Let's embrace our paths, honor our resilience, and opt to tell our stories in ways that uplift and motivate, leaving our past behind. 4. Steer clear of arrogant language. We've all met people whose speech feels haughty. But what leads to this attitude? What motivates a person to adopt such a demeanor? The truth is, arrogance often arises from a more vulnerable place, our instinctive need to safeguard our self-esteem. For many, self-worth is the bedrock of our identity and holds significant importance in how we see ourselves and engage with others. When that foundation is unstable or unsure, arrogance frequently emerges as a protective shield, concealing insecurities lurking beneath. Essentially, arrogance serves as a mechanism for some individuals to protect themselves from the discomfort of feeling unworthy or lacking confidence. Those who seem arrogant often inflate their sense of self-worth by projecting an impression of superiority. When someone doesn't possess genuine confidence, they feel compelled to construct a persona that proclaims, "I'm better than you." In truth, this isn't an accurate reflection. It's simply a way for them to convince both themselves and those around them of their alleged superiority. When individuals with this mindset experience success, they're quick to take all the credit. Their achievements become a testament to their imagined greatness, a validation they crave. When they don't succeed, the situation changes significantly. Rather than owning up to their errors, they deflect responsibility, blame others, and create justifications. They might claim, "My failure wasn't my fault. It was because of circumstances beyond my control." All of this is an attempt to escape the harsh reality that they are just as prone to mistakes as anyone else. This unwillingness to acknowledge failure is closely linked to a fragile sense of self-worth. To admit defeat would require facing their insecurities, something they find extremely difficult to do. Bragging represents another aspect of arrogance we frequently encounter. It can be quite subtle at times, yet it undeniably exists. For instance, consider someone who invites others over for dinner not out of genuine generosity or kindness, but rather to showcase their wealth, status, or capabilities. The motivation isn't about uplifting others, it's more about boosting their own importance. They seek validation by highlighting what they can offer. While such instances of boasting might seem innocent on the surface, they often reveal a deeper desire to make an impression. Bragging tends to exaggerate one's achievements or talents, resulting in a distorted view that elevates the trivial to something more significant. Although these actions might seem beneficial to others, a dinner invitation or a grand gesture, the focus lies not on the act itself, but on the intention behind it. The urge to enhance one's image through these actions shifts the emphasis away from true generosity, positioning it instead as a form of self-promotion. The more often a person behaves in this manner, the clearer their underlying insecurities become. As we age and develop, we start to understand just how pointless and damaging bragging and arrogance can be. When we boast, we unintentionally unveil the hollowness behind our pretentious exterior. People notice whenever you show off, they see past the performance, revealing not confidence but vulnerability. Bragging doesn't actually elevate your status in others' eyes, instead it lessens it. It reveals flaws in your self-esteem and underscores how much of your self-worth relies on unstable ground. With maturity, we learn that genuine confidence comes from within. It doesn't need to be paraded around or exaggerated. Inviting someone over for dinner should be an act of genuine kindness, not a way to feed our own ego. When we give without seeking praise and help without expecting anything in return, that's when real growth happens. True strength lies in humility, not arrogance. Humility doesn't depend on being acknowledged or validated. It stems from a quiet self-assurance that doesn't need to make noise to be recognized. It can be tempting to resort to arrogant language or gestures to validate ourselves to others. We live in a society that often glorifies external markers of success. However, as we grow older, we realize that our deeds should speak for themselves. There's no need to use boastful words or showcase our achievements to demonstrate our worth. By doing so, we risk revealing just how fragile our self-image truly is. Genuine self-esteem doesn't require arrogance for defense or excuses for protection. It doesn't flourish through boasting or by putting others down. Instead, it strengthens when we are truthful both with ourselves and with those around us. By acknowledging our faults and owning our actions, we cultivate a sense of worth that isn't reliant on what others think. As we embrace humility and honesty more, we enhance our self-esteem. This type of self-esteem is robust, it withstands failures, and doesn't need to be amplified in times of success. It remains constant, steadfast, and based on reality. Rather than proving ourselves through arrogant claims, we should let our actions speak volumes. A simple act of kindness, a considerate comment, or a generous deed resonate far more profoundly than any boast can. If you're still engaged with this video and find these insights valuable, please drop a 2 in the comments to show me you're with me. Ultimately, arrogance is merely a facade for insecurity. It serves as a defense mechanism to shield individuals from confronting their weaknesses. True strength, however, comes from acknowledging these vulnerabilities, being genuine with ourselves and others, and finding contentment with who we are, imperfections included. When we cease to seek validation through arrogant behavior and statements, we allow our authentic selves to emerge. That's where we discover real confidence and meaningful connections with others. Arrogance can show up in different forms and often leads to misunderstandings and tense relationships. It's important to understand that people who display arrogant traits might be dealing with their own insecurities. Recognizing this can help us respond to them with kindness instead of criticism. When faced with arrogance, it's useful to remember that it frequently hides deeper issues like feelings of inadequacy or low self-esteem. Furthermore, the effects of arrogance are not limited to one person. They can create a harmful atmosphere that hinders communication and teamwork. When individuals feel compelled to prove their superiority, it can deter others from expressing their thoughts and ideas. This is especially harmful in situations where collaboration and cooperation are vital, such as within families, workplaces, or community organizations. To counteract arrogance, we can foster a culture of humility and respect. By demonstrating humble behavior ourselves, we can inspire others to follow suit. This doesn't mean downplaying our successes or concealing our strengths. It's about appreciating the efforts of others and celebrating shared achievements. Acknowledging the importance of teamwork creates a welcoming environment where everyone feels appreciated. Additionally, actively listening during conversations can help lessen the effects of arrogance. When we truly listen to others, we show that we value their opinions and experiences. This approach can help dismantle barriers and build connections. By engaging in thoughtful discussions, we open doors for learning and growth, benefiting both ourselves and those around us. To sum up, although arrogance often arises from feelings of insecurity, it doesn't have to dictate how we relate to each other. By choosing humility, showing kindness, and promoting open dialogue, we can build a more encouraging and understanding atmosphere. We should aim to lift each other up, acknowledging that real strength is found in our authentic and supportive connections with others. This approach not only improves our relationships but also helps forge a kinder and more respectful society. 5. Avoid excessive complaining about your illness. Our emotions greatly influence our lives, often more than logic. We react emotionally to situations, which affects our mood and happiness. As we age, our feelings can either uplift or burden us. Despite health challenges, focusing on positivity is vital for ourselves and others. Many older adults tend to habitually discuss their health issues, often dominating conversations with topics like doctor visits and chronic pain. Health concerns become the main topic, overshadowing their identities as vibrant individuals. While it's natural to worry about health, this pattern can make interactions less uplifting. It's unfortunate how rarely people say, "I'm healthy and active." We often overlook that while our health isn't perfect, fixating on our problems doesn't help our well-being. Many older adults need medications or checkups, but starting conversations with illness discussions lowers the mood. It creates a negative vibe that's hard to escape. So what's the alternative? Instead of focusing on your pain, consider something positive. When meeting others, aim to uplift both them and yourself. Compliment the person you're talking to. It can be as simple as, "Your hair looks great." "Where did you get it done?" Or, "You look vibrant today. What's your secret?" Such compliments not only brighten their day but also elevate your own spirits. Positivity spreads, and creating a cheerful environment benefits everyone involved. Focusing on positive aspects cultivates joy and happiness. It's like planting a seed of joy that grows in surprising ways. Conversely, discussing fatigue, pain, or health frustrations can sour the mood and lead to negative outcomes. The more you focus on negative feelings, the deeper you sink into them. If you're still watching and find this helpful, please comment 3 below to show your presence. Saying things like, "I'm so tired" or "It hurts so much" can convince your mind and body of their truth, increasing your pain. Harsh statements like "I'd rather be dead" can lead you further into hopelessness. Finding joy in everyday moments. Rather than spiraling down, there's a better approach. Happiness is found in small, overlooked details of daily life. It's in shared laughter, kind words, or enjoying a sunny day. Focusing on these moments can help shift your energy from pain to joy. Instead of emphasizing your suffering, seek out laughter and brightness. Even with fatigue and health issues, keeping a sense of humor and choosing positivity can greatly impact your life experience. We live longer now, but often with accompanying health challenges. That's the reality today. Life doesn't have to revolve around your illnesses. Even with 1 or 2 conditions, you can have a vibrant life. Your mindset and language are key. Speaking positively creates a healthier environment for you and others. The importance of mindset. Next time you want to complain about your illness, consider if it's really helpful. Does discussing your pain improve things, or does it just amplify negativity? Instead, concentrate on the good, the beautiful, and what brings joy. Share funny stories, talk about your passions, or inquire about someone else's day. Shifting conversations from illness to positive aspects allows happiness to thrive. A longer life shouldn't mean enduring constant negativity. With a positive mindset, you can handle your health while embracing joy and gratitude. Use kind words towards yourself and others, and focus on the present and what lifts you up instead of what weighs you down. The effect of your words. Your words have great influence. They create your reality and impact those around you. Choose words that promote healing, uplift others, and foster peace. By doing this, you can experience joy and fulfillment in life despite its hurdles, which is the essence of true happiness. As we conclude our exploration of life's lessons, let's reflect on what we've learned from emotional management and releasing anger to prioritizing positivity. These insights affect our relationships, well-being, and happiness. Now, consider how to incorporate these lessons into your daily routine. You might begin by maintaining a gratitude journal to note 3 things you're thankful for each day, helping you shift focus from negativity to positivity. Also, dedicate time each week for activities you enjoy, like gardening or painting, or simply walking in nature. These joyful moments remind you of life's beauty despite challenges. We appreciate your input. What's one lesson from today's video you plan to implement? Share in the comments. If you like this video, please comment, like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more valuable content. Your support means a lot to us, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.